you are most definitely missing mistakes in your own videos. And the reason is simple. You can't watch your own videos for the first time. You've already seen it hundreds of times while editing, and that makes it so hard to spot mistakes. Now, I have a checklist for myself with 10 editing mistakes that I always look out for, and of course, how to fix them. Let's open up Premiere. Mistake number 1. Cutting between shots at the wrong moment. Now, if two shots contain the same movement, cutting before or after that movement makes the edit feel awkward. Instead, cut right in the middle of the action. As you can see, that will connect your clips. And this is actually called a cut on action. So on your first shot, go to the frame where you're in the middle of the action and where everything is the same as in the other shot. For example, right here on the close-up, my eyes are closed. Let's trim away everything that comes after the playhead. Then on the medium shot, I'll have to make sure my eyes are closed in here as well. Now, you actually gotta think of that before shooting. Once you've found that frame, trim away everything that comes before that. And now snap your shots together. The reason why this works so well is because our eyes follow movement. And that's what makes the cut disappear. Number 2, not cleaning up your shots. As you can see, my microphone is in my shot right here. I left it in intentionally so I can show you guys how to remove it in post. Just kidding, I didn't. It was an accident. First, hold down Alt, then click and drag your clip one track up to duplicate it. Then with that clip selected, go to the toolbar and left click and hold the Object Mask tool. Then in this menu, choose the Rectangle Mask tool. Now in the Program Monitor, draw a box around the microphone. Make sure it's fully covered. In the Effect Controls, right-click the Rectangle Mask and change it to an Opacity Mask. Then in the Program Monitor, move the mask away from the object you want to remove. Then in the Effect Controls, use the Position property to put the mask in front of the mic. Slightly increase the feather of the mask to blend it in. That is one way to do this. Usually I do this. After creating the mask in the Program Monitor, I will go to the Effects library and find the Transform effect. Then I drag it underneath the mask. Now if you change the position of this effect, it will only affect the clip that's inside the mask. Super useful. Gives you a bit more flexibility. Number 3. Placing important elements in the wrong part of your video. I still make that mistake on a weekly basis. Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, they add an overlay on top of your video with follow buttons and all of that stuff. That's why I use this thing. It's a simple PNG I made in Photoshop that I always have in my project right here. I just put it on top of my video and before exporting, I simply hide that layer. By the way, I'll leave a link below so you can download the PNG for free. Alright, now something else I use a lot is the Storyblocks plugin. I use it to access high quality footage and once I found the clip I need, I just click the download button and boom, it's in my project panel. Every asset on Storyblocks is created by a real artist, 100% human. Storyblocks simply doesn't accept AI-generated assets. They work with actual filmmakers and artists from around the world who create high-quality footage, music, sound effects, and templates. Everything you download is pre-licensed, royalty-free, ready for personal, commercial, and monetized projects. I mean, I've used Storyblocks to grow all my channels, and I'm not just using the assets, but also the ready-to-use Premiere Pro and After Effects templates. Those templates are still saving me hours every single day. To get access to the human-made stock media library built for creators and of course essential to my workflow, head over to storyblocks.com/Premiere Basics. They're offering 15% off any annual plan for a limited time and that discount is only available through my link in the description. Thank you Storyblocks so much for sponsoring this video. Number 4. Bad framing. In general, when you're shooting a video, you're using the rule of thirds to create a good frame. For example, when you're sitting directly in front of the camera, you want the talent to be in the middle, like in my old videos. Also, look at how my eyes are lined up with the top horizontal line. In my newer tutorials, I'm looking at my screen, which means there's something going on the left side of my video. So it would be more natural for me to be on the right side of my video instead of here. This would be weird and awkward. Now, sometimes things go wrong when shooting videos, but you can still fix it in post. First of all, open up the rulers. You can actually click and drag guides out of here. I created this rule of thirds guide that I use a lot. Now, to fix your shot, simply use the transform properties. You'll probably have to scale up your video while doing this, which means you'll lose some quality, but it's worth it if it fixes your frame. And of course, if your shot is in 4K, but when you're exporting in 1080p, then scaling up your video is perfectly fine because you won't see the difference. Mistake Mistake number 5. Placing motion graphics, text animations, or lower thirds too close to the edge of the frame. That can be easily prevented by enabling the safe margins. Now you will see these two boxes. The outer box is called the action safe, and the inner guide is called the title safe. These guides come from old TV era. You know, when televisions could crop the edges of the image. Today you don't really need to follow them too strictly, just make sure your text and animations don't sit right against the edge of the frame. I personally try to keep everything important inside the outer action safe guide, and of course, that looks a lot better now. Mistake 6. Flash frames. An example of a flash frame is when you accidentally left in a gap that's only 1 frame long. This is hard to catch, especially after a long day of editing. Now, in situations like this one, you can actually select your clips, then go to the sequence menu on top and then close gap. Only works when you don't have other clips on the video track above, so you still gotta look for them manually. Number 7. Jump cuts. This right here are unwanted jump cuts. And these sudden cuts, they feel unnatural. You gotta fix that by adding B-roll on top or selecting one of the 2 clips and scaling them up. That will look so much more natural. Number 8. A bad mix between your speech and music. You're always messing with the volume, but the background song keeps getting in the way of your speech, no matter how much you turn it down. Then find the parametric EQ and drag it to your music track. Then in the effect controls, click Edit to open it up. In here, enable the high pass band, and that will allow you to cut away the bass and lower frequencies of the song, and that will make more room for your speech. If your song has a lot of high end, you can decrease those as well. Most beginners struggle with DaVinci Resolve because there's so much to... There you go. Number 9. Making linear animations. The one thing you could do to make your animations a lot smoother is ease the keyframes. Right click on the first one, go to temporal interpolation, then choose ease out. Then go to the second one and choose ease in. This already looks more natural. You can actually go and adjust the curves of the animation to ease it even more. There you go, looks very smooth. Number 10. Not learning about new features in Premiere, like the new color page. Click the video right here on your left to learn everything about it. Thank you guys so much for watching.